8 years ago, I got a phone call from my sister telling me our mom was critically ill, that I should hurry home to my parents' town. When I got to the hospital, they were wheeling my mom into the operating theater. Half an hour late, the surgeon opened a small window of the operating theater and told me, "There's nothing we can do. The cancer cells has already spread." As I sat in my mom's hospital bed with my whole family, she held my hand tightly and said, "Fight a life score and marry her. My greatest worry is for you." At that time, I wasn't ready to tell her that I am not attracted to girls. I just told her my life as a single person was fine. But she said, "If you are single, what will happen to you when you are old? Who will take care of you?" She always used to tell me a home is not a home without a woman. It was too late to share my real identity with my mom, so this has become my lifelong regret. So I determined to not make the same mistake again. I didn't want to have any more regrets. Because I love and care my dad very much, I didn't want to lie to him. I really want to tell I'm gay. So I invited my dad to spend the Chinese New Year with me. I remember feeling sick with lovers and with butterflies in my stomach, I got myself together. And I told him my real life, I was gay. My dad spent there quiet listening without saying a word. When I finished explaining everything to him, I asked him, "Dad, do you have any question for me?" He looked at me and said, "I'm only worried about what will happen to you when you are old. All old folks get sick. Who will take care of you?" I told him I had a lot of friends. We can take care of each other. Then he did not say anything else. He stood up and used the restroom. Then he pushed open the door and asked me, "What would you like to have for dinner?" "I will cook." Right now, gay people all over China are facing the same challenge that I had of coming out to family members. In China, parents and family play a strong role in society. There is a strong emphasis on family dignity. Having a gay child is seen as shameful. As you probably know, in China, many parents have only one child, whom they expected to continue the family line. And half the population live in the rural areas, which particularly conservative. Because of my personal experience, I was not able to share my real life with my mom. Those became deep regrets. So I realized that there are so many gays in China spend their whole lives in the closet. They feel forced to act and live like the street people. In 2007, some friends of mine told me an organization in America which doing some amazing work to helping parents accept their LGBT kids. The organization called PFLAG, which means Parents, Friends, Families of Lesbian Gays. Then it hit me, why couldn't I set up an organization like this? In June 2008, working together with a mother, who accepted her gay son, I became a co-founder of PFLAG in China. We want to find parents who not only accept their LGBT kids, but also willing to stand up, fight gay rights publicly. We want to invite those pioneering parents to tell the other parents and family members about their gay sons or gay daughters. We want them to break the taboo and explain how there are LGBT kids are just as normal as other ordinary person. We organize meetings and invite both the parents and the LGBT kids. Then they can share their stories openly and frankly with each other. Just recently, we had over 200 parents and their LGBT kids to come to a meeting in Shanghai. We also organize workshops, training workshops. Then parents can learn more about LGBT issues. And we also run telephone helplines. Let me share 3 more stories, some of the people we worked with. A mother in this picture called Xiaoli Mama. She's from the southwest city of Chongqing. She's a school teacher. 2 years ago, when her daughter came out, she thought the sky had fallen in. She wanted to break up the relationship between her daughter and her girlfriend. She went to a fortune teller who told her that to cure her daughter, she needed to change the direction of gravestones of her ancestors. She also went to see a counselor, an unlicensed psychologist, who told her that her daughter needs electric shock treatment and aversion therapy. When Xiaoli Mama heard the words electric shock treatment, she left in a hurry. Then her daughter persuaded her to come to a PFLAG meeting. I remember seeing her sitting next to her daughter in the back row, right near the exit. She looking really depressed. But amazingly, at the end of the meeting, she came up to me and said, I want to do something too. Then Xiaoli Mama started to come to PFLAG training days. Now she started to talk to students at universities. She also taken part in the Hong Kong Pride Parade. From being a parent of a gay child who needs electric shock treatment, she has become a representative of PFLAG in her city, helping the local parents. Here's a 93-year-old grandma from Fuzhou, an eastern part of China. When her grandson came out to the family members, the mom and dad couldn't accept him at first. But she said, I saw my son grow up. He's a good kid. We should support him so he can have a happy life. She even made a video clip and sent it to PFLAG China, openly supporting her grandson. Hoping one day China will legalize marriage for LGBT people. This young guy, Ah Feng, was about to get married when he came to a PFLAG meeting. He was seriously depressed about the future. At the meeting, he heard some stories from the wives of the gay men. This convinced him to contact with his fiancée and break off the engagement. 1 week late, he finally told his mom. She cried a lot. But in the end, she accepted who he really was. He brought her to PFLAG annual conference. She stood up and talked to the other parents publicly. If my son told me earlier, I wouldn't push him to get married. She said, his happiness is good enough for me. Today, China has more and more strong parents like Xiaoli Mama, who went from accept their LGBT kids and standing up to talking to the other parents so they can do the same. There are a lot more and more parents accepting their LGBT kids, but there are more grandparents too. Just 15 years ago, in 2001, the psychiatric profession in China stopped categorizing homosexuality as a disease. In recently, the social situation has changed a lot. But our surveys show nearly over 2/3 of LGBT people are still planning on having heterosexual marriage, concerning the true sexual orientation from the partners and family members. About 5% of LGBT people have thoughts killing themselves because the family rejection. Laws on marriage equality and non-discrimination is so far away. There's a lot of to do. We not only change society by changing laws. The way we can really change society is by changing hearts, family by family, dad by dad, mom by mom. Thank you. Thank you.